Hey there guys, Skippy here from Skippy6 Gaming, coming to you from a fun survival world filled with all kinds of grinders and friends. This episode here, everybody's been saying, hey, when TU22 is coming, TU22 is coming. There's been some stuff thrown around. I like my speed beacon over there. There's been some stuff thrown around that we were going to get some new items. We were kind of throwing around a few ideas, but it looks like we have our through Minecraft Console Edition for Xbox, PlayStation, all of them. So I'll just show you a quick one here before we jump over. It looks like TU22 is going to be a bug fix, and we're going to have to wait for TU23 for some new content, perhaps some new biomes, things of that nature. But here's a good example of one of this placement of pistons and dispensers. It's become a small problem. So a good example is if I'm trying to put a piston right here. See how it flips in the last minute? That's not going to be very good. The way that I've learned to come across it is what I do is I'm just going to see how it flips right there. But if you're farther away, it won't do it. So watch. If I want to place a piston up, okay, let's get rid of one here and go down. I try to stay at least 2 blocks away, or jump. See how it still does it. There is a little bit of a way to do it. You can, I'm going to try to show everybody. Let's grab some cobblestone. Put this here. But a good way is, see, like on this one here, you're going to try to, it goes straight fine. But when you're trying to place it up, it becomes a big problem. So even, let's go ahead and do this. It's not going to work for me right here. But I find that often when I'm trying to do it, see, there you go. You see how I did that? I kind of jumped up. Get as far away as possible when you're doing it. That's just my one little tip. So, as always, whenever we got bug fix updates coming, there is a handy place on the forums that I go to, on the Minecraft forums, that teaches you a lot of different stuff. And 4J Steve will always go over all of the new glitches and problems that they're going to overcome for the next update. So, on that note, guys, let's jump over to my browser and go over the official bug listing of things they're going to patch up, you know, in TU22, and then that way we know what's coming, and then we can probably keep our fingers crossed for some more new content in TU23. So on that note, let's jump over to my browser and check out what 4J says. And here we are, guys, kicking it in my browser over at 4J Steve, over at the Minecraft forums. On this one here, this is kind of the go-to when it comes to problems and bug fixes. So this stuff here is all the stuff that we got from 4J Steve that is the official bugs. And let's start listing it off. This looks a little shorter than the last one. Let's see, pistons not placing correctly. So this does fall under pistons, and dispensers as well have been having a problem with that. So they're not placing correctly. See, standing 2 to 3 blocks away, depending on the direction, will allow the piston to be placed correctly. So again, not the way that it should be, but I mean, there's a little bit of a fix for it so that you don't have any problems. I have a lot of people leaving comments on videos being like, hey, this doesn't work, I can't place my piston. Well, you can. I mean, you just really haven't tried very hard. You got to stand a little farther back. I've given that advice to a few people, and it's helped them. So players fall through ground while riding a boat on land. So that's something that I haven't personally run into, but I know that they're going to definitely work something out. Again, this says Xbox, but the updates are exactly the same. Every single bug fix that I've listed has worked exactly the same. They definitely do TU21, TU22, all these things. They're for console edition. So I just find that 4J Steve usually hangs out in the Xbox area and has this really good efficient list there. Items can't be quick moved while riding a horse. This also happens on PC, but should be a quick fix. So that's something that they're going to work on. Again, I haven't run into it. Trust player option needs to be updated to include leads and horses. So I guess, should we trust people to use leads and or horses? I guess you could do that. That'll be cool. Minecart falls through blocks when being pushed by Piston. So I've seen and heard a little bit about this with certain different minecart devices that move pistons. So that's something that they're going to fix. Cool. TU22 is coming soon. I'm so excited about it. Mining animation is incorrect. So there's something that I didn't notice a difference personally, but I mean, now that I've been told about that, I think I'm going to be checking to look at it. Lapis lazuli texture is incorrect. So that's another one. Small thing. Passive mobs continue walking when they are more than 32 blocks away. They're definitely not supposed to do this. Over here, random water source blocks when water is being dispensed. It says, as shown by Mumbo Jumbo's Mob Farm or Skippy6 Gaming's AFK mob box. It definitely has that challenge. I've noticed a few times. I've stopped fixing it because I'm just waiting for the update to come out. I guess on this one here, it's pretty funny. I mean, so now if in this one here, I always give props to Mumbo Jumbo. I got his channel on my favorite channels, but someone even wrote on one of my videos, "Oh, this is Mumbo Jumbo's design." Well, no, it isn't. Mine's a totally different shape. Uses a totally different amount of dispensers, totally different mobs. Has gold in it. Has pigment in it. You know, at the end of the day, yes, Mumbo Jumbo's Mob Farm is the most famous version of it, but I really got to emphasize that just because Mumbo Jumbo uses water to push mobs off of blocks doesn't mean that it belongs to him for eternity. I really got to emphasize, at the end of the day, my mob farm is completely different with completely different mobs. And ultimately, the only thing that actually resembles Mumbo Jumbo's mob farm is the fact that water pushes mobs. So on that note, that's a little side rant from Skippy, but I give props to Mumbo Jumbo's mob farm. It's pretty cool. But this water source block thing is a big problem. It has happened to me a couple times. And in the mob farm, when the water source block just gets created, you actually have to go in and cover the block with, I have to go all the way in the box up in the sky, cover the water block source, and then break the block that I did it with. Like, literally, sometimes it creates a couple. It's definitely a challenge. I probably stopped really using my AFK mob box too much until they fix this issue. So that's probably the number one. I mean, I could deal with the Pistons, but that's right here is the number one that causes me problems. And disabling fire spread causes his fires to never extinguish. There is some redstone issues. He never really goes into them too much. He always just puts some redstone issues. And before I go, actually, I'm just going to go down. This one guy under here, Prezi LP, this guy's super detailed. He's choked about glitches. He's like, wow, you guys got to fix this. So he went in, he has like pictures of every single one going right through. So I'm not going to repeat them. I'll just look through. Basically, redstone lag. It's not working the right way. It's a little bit of a delay. Redstone torch burnout seems to be happening for this guy here. He shows a little example of right there. I like his gifts. He's really good. He really gets in there. Can't place a piston vertically. So there's a good example of what I tried to show you earlier in the video as well. Let's go down here. There's the cart going through the block. So that's a good example. I don't have too many builds that need that, so we can move back. Spawners are not spawning beyond mob limit. So basically, your mob spawners are supposed to pump out mobs, and this is something that you're going to hear. It's something that I'm glad that we can start talking about this, because a lot of people with blaze spawners are saying, hey, you know, we're having a problem. My blaze spawner just isn't putting any blazes out. So technically, there is a limit to the mobs you're allowed in your world. So in the last update, you'll remember, if you look at my old bug fix, is that at some point in time, there was a problem with the mob limit in the nether, which meant that it kept to its limit and it wouldn't put out more mobs, and it was hitting the limit prematurely based on where you go. So something was wrong with the mobs. So this is a kind of carryover of that. I think they tried to fix it. So ultimately, when your blaze spawner isn't working, when there's no mobs coming out of it, it's a perfect example. That means you've already got your limit of mobs in the nether. So you could have a whole bunch around you. Anywhere where they've already been generated, they're going to go over. So on that note, this is all the stuff they're going to be fixing for TU22. We have to wait a little bit longer with regards to some new content, perhaps new biomes, or even some new blocks, some stained glass, and things of that nature. So potentially we will see that in TU23. If there's anything you think that might come in TU23, I might do a video talking about it. I'm not one to waste people's time with too many videos about, oh, TU23, oh, TU23, what are we going to get? Question mark, question mark. I try to make real videos. And on this one here, This is the bug fix listing for TU22. Should be coming out soon. I haven't heard any specifics on it, but I can't imagine it'll be too long. I know they're kind of excited to start getting these updates moving forward a little bit better. So on that note, guys, hit that like button if you like my news flashes, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video on your social media if you think they want to know about all the fixes that are coming. And yeah, catch you on the next video.
Bye.